gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back, ayy. I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back. Dodging demons, coppers, hoppers probably hate me cause I'm black, I don't know. I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back, ayy. I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back, ayy. I gotta watch my back, I gotta watch my back. Dodging demons, coppers, hoppers probably hate me cause I'm black, I don't know.
Hello, hello. There we go. Testing, testing, testing. Yep, we're good. All right, we got mic audio chat. We got the mic volume going. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We'll be up here in just a second. Got some more footy news for you guys. I think we're gonna try something a little bit different as well. I can't go over the time, or can't go over too much time. Wife has an interview today, so I will have to keep my time awareness. I'll be have to aware of the time. We'll go with that. I'll have to be aware of the time. Yeah. Give me just a second. Okay.
Smoking that dope from Edmond. We the new meth and Redmond. We ain't real blood, but we brethren. Run up a check and it's pending. She talking my news, we'll send them. Fuck with the fam, you a dead man. Jesus peace on my pendant. And we still independent. ISO, yeah, we trending. Watch what you say, don't offend them. They keeping it real, they commend them. People like get your wife pregnant. But I ain't trying to be dependent. I need money never ending. I'm talking 100%. I need the owner, you rent it. Step in this body and watch how they panic. Yeah, we the duo, you know we dynamic. We outside, we stopping the traffic. Breaking their necks, them they upset. How them boys doing more when they got less. How they on this and how they on that. How they got this and how they got that.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's get this music turned down. Welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all having a good one. There's really not much for matches today. There wasn't much yesterday, except for the Arsenal match. Sevilla, however, did lose to Deportivo. Alaves getting it done at home. It was a little bit of a shocker there. But Sevilla are very streaky in La Liga, so at the same time, not the biggest shock. Dang. Looks like they just didn't have a good performance, chat. Let's be real. And it looks like Deportivo had a really good one. 4-3 is what a scoreline. A lot of goals. Sevilla just not getting the job done. So what does that put them then in the table? Deportivo in 8th. Fair enough. 1-1. There's a lot of teams like that. Sevilla 0-2. Chat, Sevilla are not. For some reason, I want them to do well in La Liga every year because they do well in Europa League. But they just don't. I don't know how they don't, but they do not do well in La Liga lately. They've just had a stinker of it in the league. And then Granada losing to Vallecano 2-0. Was a little bit of a surpriser. Chat, I did say this yesterday. You guys, if you were here, you'll remember AC Milan, Pulisic debut, Giroud. I said both of them would get a goal. If not, Leao would get a goal and Pulisic would have an assist. What happened? Pulisic, Giroud, both bang a goal and 2-0. It's a fresh start that Pulisic needs. I think that this is a really good fit for him. The club has a lot of history and a lot of culture, which he didn't get at Chelsea. And it just allows him to dive himself into the club, the culture, give him a fresh start, and get him back on track. He's a really good footballer. We know this. But he's very underperformed over the last couple of years. Not only for Chelsea, but I think for the national team as well. Does he do good things still? Yes. But overall, I feel like he should be achieving way more than he has currently in the last couple of years. But it's good to see him get his debut goal in the Serie A and help them get to a win. Love to see that for Pulisic. Love that for AC Milan after having a bit of a stinker at the end of the season last year. So good for them. I'm excited to see how he does there. I really hope he thrives and it comes out in the national team for us as well. So hats off to Pulisic, hats off to AC Milan. Well done to them. Start their Serie A campaign off with a win. So well done. Chat. Arsenal getting it done 1-0 on a penalty from Odegaard. I gotta say this, chat. I love Odegaard. Like, I wish Madrid would have been able to develop him better, but at the same time, I think him having to go through that and him being where he's at now under Arteta is the entire reason that he is where he is now. I don't think it was meant to work out at Madrid for him, nor for us. But I am, as a former Madrid player, I'm excited for him, and I love seeing him do well. It's really good to see that he's turned his career around, because when he was like 14, 15, 16, chat, he was supposed to be incredible, just an amazing talent. He was getting into the first team at Madrid at like 15, in cases, and then he just didn't develop well under us. We multiple loan spells, and then now he's found a home in a captaincy at the age of 21? Oh no, 24. Okay, so he's not as young as I thought, but at the age of 24, he's found himself a home. He's matured greatly. He's a very young captain. He was a captain at 23 for the side. So it's good to see. It's just good to see him find a home after the spell that he went through at Madrid and all the loans, and not living up to what we thought he would be at Madrid, but now living up to it outside is kind of heartbreaking. But at the same time, I'm happy for the player. I love Odegaard. I think he's a really good player, and I'm excited to see how he continues to grow. Saka, another great performance from him. He's been really consistent lately. I'm excited to see how he plays out the rest of the season. Partey played a right back role and actually did really well. You'll see him drift up a little bit and not play as much of a right back role, but they did really well. Tomiyasu getting a red definitely is a big dampener. They now have to fill that spot with having Timber being out, which isn't easy for them, but I'm sure they will get it figured out eventually. Declan Rice, a bit of an underwhelming performance from him. He was kind of quiet. I thought that Crystal Palace did a good job of keeping him from facilitating as much as he would like to, but neither here nor there. I didn't get to see Havertz much. From what I saw, it looked like he did all right. Definitely creates opportunities for them. He gives he gives Rice and Odegaard space to create as well, because he doesn't like to overstep his boundaries, and I feel like Partey kind of gets on top of those two when he's in the midfield with them. But a good performance from him as well. But Nketiah should have banged a goal in, hit the post. I thought he had a really good performance, 2 consistent performances from him, getting the starts for both matches. So hats off to Nketiah, hats off to Arsenal, good performance from them. Tough fought match at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are a really good side. I reckon they could be top 8 this year, honestly. They're a really good side, and they're a really good managed team. Hodgson has them really well organized. So hats off to Crystal Palace for putting up a good fight, and unfortunately not getting a result out of it. But nonetheless, when you take Arsenal to a 1-0 result on a penalty, you can't be too upset, especially when they're a team that's going to compete to win the league this season. So I think that's 3 teams in the Prem though, chat, that all got 6 points out of the first 2 weeks. I think there was only 3. Yeah, Brighton, City, Arsenal, the only 3 teams to all get wins first 2 weeks of the Prem. Brentford, so there's quite a few here that have a draw. Oh wait, yeah, there's a few here. West Ham, Tottenham, Liverpool, Brentford, all with a draw and a win. And then a bunch with 1-1, and then Wolves and Everton, the only 2 teams that have lost both matches thus far. Luton Town and Burnley both have to play their second week match, but that has been postponed. When, I don't know. Brighton are closing on the Baleba deal, and open talks for a loan talks for an Arsenal midfielder. Who are they trying to get from Arsenal? Brighton are going to be a really good side again, chat. I don't know who they're trying to get from Arsenal. Oh, okay. So it was, they just had their eyes on him as well. Okay. That makes sense. Gary Nettleville criticizing United for the Greenwood. What does this moron have to say? It was good from day 90. Wouldn't play for Manchester United. Yeah, Neville spent 19 years. Process. Damn. So he's saying that the process was horrible. He said when you have significant situation, a difficult situation requires strong authoritative leadership, and that comes from the very top. Manchester don't have that. Jeez. Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think anybody ever expected him to play for United again. The only people like that did that were people that have zero knowledge of the actual situation and zero knowledge of United. He was never gonna play for United again. Chat, this is a huge signing for Newcastle. The fact that Chelsea gave up Lewis Hall is a fucking joke. The 18-year-old was playing really well last year. He's only 18. Had really good showings in when Chelsea had a lot of injury spells last year. And then with the chaos that was going on, he did really well. This isn't a player that you've developed at your academy and brought up, and now you've just let him go to a team that's going to rival for the top of the league, to Newcastle. Like, Newcastle have gotten a steal here. Let's go. Footy news time. Yes, Japles. Yes. What up, fam? But yeah, Newcastle have gotten a steal here, chat. Lewis Hall is going to be incredible there. But he's also, the thing I saw is that Lewis Hall's dad is a massive Newcastle fan. So, I mean, he showed up. Yeah, it's that I'm very proud. Me and my family are Newcastle fans, and for me and my brother growing up, it was drilled into us that we were Newcastle. It is a big club, and I can't wait to get started. He told him, yeah, he's gonna be really good. I think it's a great fit for him. Yeah, in the Champions League. So, well done, good for him. I'm excited to see how he does at Newcastle in the coming weeks. It's a big signing for them, a big loss for Chelsea. I really don't understand that move from them, but then again, they're under American ownership and they don't have a clue. So, Newcastle plays soccer. I thought he was a healer. Newcastle is a club, bro. It's a place in England. The tune. I guess I can click on that there. Oh, I guess it's not scored. So Carney Chukwuemeka, Chukwuemeka goes for knee surgery, 6-week absence. Yeah, that's about it for Premier League news. Ay, Dios mío. All right, let's check out La Liga news. Yeah, I saw that this was in jeopardy. The operation is now at risk breaking down due to the operation is at risk of breaking down due to a change in conditions of the player's contract. Vega is waiting for more details to be finalized before traveling to Naples to pass his medical. In the meantime, he was training with Celta and even played for Rafa Benitez's side on the first day of the La Liga season. Celta, counting on the sale 36 million, I've already agreed with Napoli. Baleros outfit of several signings in the pipeline to strengthen their squad with the goalkeeper, striker, priority for the club. Okay. So this, due to an issue in his contract, Napoli may not get Gabri, but I think the move will end up going through. I think it'll end up happening and be all right. Barcelona is set for final boost from summer sales. Interesting. What a moron. Yeah, nothing much in La Liga right now, chat. Nothing too much in Spain. Serie A. Roma rumored to make a long shot attempt to add Lukaku. Could be an interesting one, chat. See if they actually go through with that. Union Berlin and Lazio tussling to acquire Bonucci. I think this would be a really good signing for Berlin. I think that would be a really good signing for them. Lozano and Napoli growing further and further apart. That's unfortunate. They've been able to retain a lot of their big talents. Okay, chat. Inter and Bayern have agreed to a price tag for Pavard. They want to wait to find a replacement before letting the Frenchman depart, but it shouldn't be a hindrance. matter of time before he travels to Milan. 30 mil plus 2 mil add-ons. Expires 2024. Don't want to prolong. So it's looking like Pavard will go to Inter. I'm not sure what kind of role they're going to want him to play. It'll be interesting to see how they place him and fit him into their system. But nonetheless, he's wanting out of Germany, and he's got his out. Although he was linked to United and to other clubs in the Prem, he is not going. So looking like Pavard will be going to Italy rather than England. Roma and Atalanta failed to reach agreement for his Zapata. He's pretty good talent. I think he has potential. Could definitely make some noise each year for them for Atalanta, but I'm not sure if it'll be much or if he'll get to move anywhere. Lazio's move for Hugo Lloris back on the cards. That's an interesting move for him. How old is Hugo? He is 36. He is 36. I didn't realize he was that old. I thought he was a bit younger than that. Some Fulhug could replace Muani at Frankfurt. Nathan Tella from Southampton could be going to Leverkusen to join them. We just went over this. Pavard to Inter, even though United were ones to watch for them. They've dragged their feet on every transfer, and they're not going to get anything that they want yet again. Same thing that they do every time. A lot of these are still smaller signings. Yeah, so Berlin could be getting Bonucci. I hope he goes there. I think that'd be a good move for him. Frankfurt to reserve an offer from Napoli for Lindstrom. I think that would be a decent signing for them. Lindstrom showed really good signs last year for Frankfurt. Definitely a good player for sure. That's about all I'm seeing, chat. As far as football stuff in that section. Six hours ago, chat. I was asleep 6 hours ago, so we know this. PSG are still hoping to convince Mbappe to extend his contract with the club following a meeting with ownership group. Madrid have been tipped to make 102 mil offer for Kylian right at the end of the summer transfer. 30 mil under PSG's asking price. United must trim their squad before pushing ahead with plans to sign another midfielder and goalkeeper for the transfer line. Arsenal likely to make a move for Barcelona defender Koundé as a replacement for Timber over cost. Unlikely, not likely. Sorry, unlikely. Interesting. Abdi has a few offers for Barcelona that could be tempting for them. Liverpool are waiting to see what Gravenberch and Bayern Munich's Tuchel have to learn what they can do with that. So watch for that. I know. Whew, oh, yeah. Hi, girl. So I know that Liverpool are wanting Gravenberch at their squad. Gravenberch is wanting to leave Bayern Munich, but it is Tuchel's plan for him to stay. The club want him to stay in Bayern. We'll see how that, like they said, we'll see how the talks go with Ryan and Thomas, but we'll see what happens from there. Tuchel's a really good manager. There could be a chance that he has a chat with him and convinces him to stay somehow. Or Gravenberch is going to just be solidified in his position of wanting to leave, and he'll try and force his exit from the club this summer, or possibly come to an agreement with Tuchel that he'll leave in the winter if things aren't going well still at that point. So we'll see what happens. It's up to those two in the club, but Liverpool are waiting, and then they will make their decisions accordingly based off of what comes from that. Chelsea boosted efforts in pursuing Brennan Johnson from Forest. He's a really good forward, really good young player. Causes a lot of issues for teams while playing for a lower team in the Premier League. So wondering what he could do with a bit of quality players behind him. And I think he could do a lot of good moves for him. He could bang in some goals for Chelsea. They need a 9 that's actually going to be productive, and maybe that could be their move. Al Ittihad interest in Gabriel, but I don't think they're gonna Arsenal aren't gonna sign him or sell him. Before the investigation over alleged betting breaches on Paqueta, West Ham had agreed to sell for 85 mil. But because of the allegations, the transfer collapsed. Wow. West Ham going after Bournemouth striker Solanke for 35 mil. Could be an interesting one to see. See if Bournemouth accept that price tag or not. So Fulham, Everton, and Nottingham all trying to get Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea. So we'll see. That'll be one to watch as well. Chelsea needing to unload some more players from their roster just so that they can get the numbers right and don't have a ridiculous amount of people in training again this season. Tottenham are facing competition from Fulham for prolific gent striker Gift Orban. We'll see if Orban actually would choose to go to Fulham or not. Tottenham being a little bit more of the bigger club. Mikel Arteta suggests stopwatch may be needed for consistency on time wasting. Interesting. Gunners 1-1-0. Okay. That's crazy. He got sent off for time wasting for a second yellow. That's why he got sent off. Tomiyasu had waited 23 seconds to take the throw in before being cautioned, replying it wasn't. I think it was 8 seconds. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies with that. I think they're gonna have to figure that out moving forward, and what they do and do not consider time wasting, and like how much uh, time passes before it's considered time wasting. I mean, essentially, you could add in the rule, um, like once you have the ball in hand, you have, unless the ref stops you or something, you have, what is it? 6 seconds. The keepers have 6 seconds or 10 seconds. I don't remember. 10 seconds, whatever amount, like you have a certain amount of time, like before you and you have to throw it. That might be if they want to do the whole time wasting thing. And then people like how you want to how players will pick up the ball in their hands, act like they're going to throw it in, and then set it down to another player. That time that they set it down and it goes to the other player is still counting the time. I think that'd be a really good aspect of it to do. For sure. Just to be a little bit more clear on everything. All right, chat, let's check out Fabrizio. Doku is set to replace Mahrez as City's new winger. Yeah, he's one of their priority targets, so watch for that to happen here in the next week or so. City already looking at different options after the Paqueta deal falling through. Bernardo Silva signing his new contract today with City. All right, so City or Chelsea are signing Petrovic for 16 million from the New England Revolution. So he will become a Chelsea player soon. Signing kid from MLS. Interesting. Manchester City have booked their first part of the medical test for Doku on Wednesday. So you sealed at 60 million fee with Rennes. So look for him to come in and officially seal this deal tomorrow when he comes in for his medicals. All right. As of 4 hours, Napoli and Celta Vigo are still in contact today and trying to discuss the issue of the deal. And they're trying to find a solution as soon as possible. So watch for this to happen here before too long. Lewis Hall meeting with Eddie Howe after signing his official contract. This is going to be good. I think Eddie's going to get him going in the right direction. He's a massive Newcastle fan. Family's Newcastle fan. So for the club, through the club, all in for this kid. Really excited for Lewis Hall. Really excited for Newcastle for that signing. I think he's going to be a great addition for them and give them some depth and some different looks going forward for the season. So hats off to Newcastle. Hats off to Lewis. Excited to see what he can accomplish there under that realm. Gabby not for sale. He's having surgery. Rodrigo De Paul has collapsed. Al Hilal are prepared. De Paul prepared to stay at Atleti and fight for his club after speaking to Simeone. So looking like De Paul probably won't be going to the Saudi League and that he's ready to fight for his place at Atletico. Yeah, so this one's looking like it'll go through. Pavard will be on his way. Another Stuttgart player on his way to the Prem. Mavropanos. I don't know how you say it. Going for 20 mil plus 5 mil add-on off to West Ham. Sign and announce deal soon. Interesting. This is the Bonucci one. Union Berlin awaiting final green light to proceed and sign him. So looking like he'll be coming to Union Berlin. Besiktas have denied any agreement to sign Ramos. Deal won't happen as there's no chance due to financial requests. Club announced same for Anderson. Talisca and Ramos remains available as a free agent as of now. Bring him back to Madrid, chat. That's not gonna happen, but bring him back. One season. Give us some depth. Y'all Cancelo to Barcelona. Considered again. Just a matter of time by all parties involved. Loan with a buy option. At the verge of being completed. So this one may go through. That was as of yesterday, so we could see some updates on this later today, probably. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're going to check out Managing Madrid for the first time on stream. This guy just talks a lot of Madrid stuff. That's pretty much all we got for Europe and the football news and that aspect of things. Another quiet one. Not a whole lot going on. As we close in on the weekend, there'll be a bit more. So tomorrow and throughout the week, there are a lot of Champions League qualification matches today. Finals. Right here, Rangers and Eindhoven, Antwerp and Athens, Monaco and Copenhagen, and then tomorrow, Braga and Panathinaikos. I don't know how you say it. The Young Boys and Haifa, Molde and Galatasaray. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on midweek right now, early in the season. Not a whole lot early on in the seasons. Let's check out Managing Madrid. Chat, here's the thing. I want you guys to I'm gonna pull this up. I want you guys to take a look at this. The squad that we have right now. Pictures. Which one was it? All right. So the squad that we put out here. Look at our midfield, chat. How old is Valverde? Valverde is our oldest midfielder at 25. Okay. Shua's 23, and then you have 20, 20, 22, 23. What's Fran Garcia? 24. Alba's 30. Militao's 25. Carvajal's 31. Two 31-year-olds. Lunen's 24. The youth in our squad and the ability to perform at a high level is ridiculous. Especially in our midfield. Especially these two in our midfield. And I was saying this last year. Everyone wanted to talk about Camavinga, or not Camavinga. Everyone wanted to talk about Bellingham and Musiala and those two in the midfield and being the best young midfielders that are out there. But Camavinga is just as good. I think Camavinga is one of the most incredible central midfielders out there. And his ability to do a job no matter where you put him on the field is incredible. Like Bellingham can play one position, but you have Camavinga who can also play how many different positions. And it's astonishing. It's incredible to me, honestly. It's incredible to me. Camavinga is one of the most crafty players going forward. He's really good defensively, and I think that him, Bellingham, and Musiala are probably the best top, like, under 20-year-old, or 20 and under. Or I guess you would say under 21s. They're so good. Under 21. Those two. Both of them 20 years old. But let's take a second to talk about Bellingham, though. Like, what an absolute joke he's been. What an absolute joke he's been. We needed somebody to step up, and there it is. Alright, well, let me go back. Two matches, 3 goals, 1 assist. That production rate is insane. His rating is a 9 overall from the 2 matches that he's played. He's the first player to do that since Ronaldo. He's the first player to have 2 goals in both of them, or a goal in every match that he's come into. Since Ronaldo, nobody's scored 2 goals in their first 2 matches outside of Bellingham. I think that Jude has a potential to be a future Ballon d'Or for sure. If he continues on like this at this rate this season, who knows what can happen. But I think this is a great signing. His production rate is good. Do I think he's going to stay this consistent with his production rate, scoring goals every game? I don't know. It's hard to say. But I think that he has the ability to. I think that he's finding himself at Madrid. Like he said, he's 10 times a player already. He's just absorbing the culture and everything that there is to learn, and all the culture and the capacity of everything that comes with being a Real Madrid player. You talking about the pressure to win Champions League every year. Like, if you're not winning a trophy and if you're not winning a major trophy every season at Madrid, it's a disappointment. They tell you if you're not winning the Champions League, it's a disappointment. So, like, every season we don't win the Champions League, it's disappointing because we're expected to win that. We have 14 Champions League titles. We're the most winningest team in the Champions League history. Every year we make moves so that we're in a position to win the Champions League, not to be in a position to go after the Champions League. We want to be like, we make the moves to be in a position to win it every year. And what's insane is that we're in the position to win it every year, and we're going to be in a position to win it again this season. I think, honestly, if we play well and things fall into place, like, granted, we do have injuries, but we do have Kepa in. We have replacements for Militao. We're not hurting. If we sign Mbappe, like rumor has it, late in the season, this is going to look a lot different as well. You're going to have to drop one of these. For sure. You have to drop one of these players. That, or you play 3 in the back and drop Garcia out and play 3 in the back, Rudiger in the middle, Carvajal on the right, and Alaba on the left, and have Camavinga and Valverde be like that. But it's hard to say. I don't know what they'll do if they actually end up bringing in Mbappe. But if that's the case, we'll have to go back to a 3. That, or you drop Rodrigo and play 2 up top like that. But I don't think you can drop Rodrigo. I think you need him in there. He's a really good player. He creates opportunities. He's a big player. He does big things in big moments when we need him to. He scored a goal this past week, or in the first week, a crucial goal too. So it's hard to say what we'll do if the Mbappe deal actually does happen. But for now, I like our squad. I like our chances in the Champions League. I like our chances in La Liga. I think we're going to be a really dominant team this season. I think it's going to be surprising to a lot of people because we lost Benzema. But I think bringing in Bellingham and just the pieces that we've surrounded him with, and how we're changing the formation and the lineup and how we look at everything, I'm excited for the season. We look good so far. Granted, we do have some defensive mistakes that we need to get handled. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm excited. I'm excited for this season, chat. I'm excited for every season, but this is a good one. We have a really young midfield. But what I wanted to say with this is that Camavinga is one of the best under 21-year-olds in the world. Top 3 under 21-year-olds in the world, in my opinion.
Deserves a lot of credit on it. It's nice to see Fede in this role and in him kind of getting his tenacity and his bounce back. The middle, and it's interesting because Carvajal pretty much had the right wing to himself in this game, bar a few moments here and there, but Fede and Rodrigo were playing centrally, and Fede driving down the middle created that goal. He's linking up play just outside the box, and then he drives it diagonally to Carvajal, gets it back, attacks it with the header, and then Bellingham scores the rebound.
Mendy and Ceballos are both looking closer to being back, chat. I'm not gonna lie, Fran Garcia's a fucking specimen, dude. That dude's fucking jacked. He's fast as shit, too. Everyone trained normally today, apart from Mendy, Ceballos, and Güler. Mendy and Ceballos will likely be back for the Sociedad game on September 17th. So they've got a little bit of time, a few weeks out still, which is fine. We're not pressed. I'm really not pressed about Mendy. I really want him to get get healed and just get back to it. He hasn't been able to stay healthy for a while now, so let's just let him get healthy. I think it gives Fran good time to adapt and build himself as a solidified player in our squad. And you saw it from the first match against Athletic to the second match. It wasn't a completely different player, but the mistakes were significantly less. But he still has the same work rate. I think the more and more time he gets on the field in first team action and starting, he's going to be solidifying himself as a starter for us, honestly.
I know that he had his nervous moments and giveaway.
You saw improvement from Bilbao to yeah, chat. I think that Fran, like I said, with Mindy being out, it's giving Fran time for growth. What Fran needs to do now is just learn. He just needs to absorb, like what Bellingham said. You know, he's absorbing everything. Fran just needs to absorb. He needs to learn. He needs to learn from the mistakes that he makes in the matches and then correct them in the next match and continue to perform well and keep his work rate high. As long as he does all of those things and continues to grow, Ancelotti will keep him in. I don't think Ancelotti will risk ruining a young player's growth like that, especially when they're performing in big matches when we need them to, regardless of small mistakes, because they're young and nervous. I think that he has a really good opportunity here to solidify himself as our left back rather than Mendy, and put Mendy on the ropes and actually give him something to work for, so he's not just sat on the bench all season. So you could see a lot of competition for this left back position. I think that Fran Garcia is a really good player. I think that Mendy's a really good player when he's fit and he's at 100% and when his mind's in it. But we all know that he was speculated to leave the club last season and a little bit before that. So I don't know if he's all in. If he's not, then I think Fran's our better option. But they're both really talented players. I think Fran eventually will be a better left back than Mendy has been for us, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see how Fran grows, though, this season for sure. Yeah, I don't think it's a big. I think the whole chat. So like, Madrid are the only team in La Liga that refused the new cameras being in the locker room and the changing room and stuff. And it's just, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Ancelotti didn't want them in there. The club doesn't want them in there. The players probably don't want them in there. Madrid are a major club, and having cameras in your locker room and your changing room, it allows for sneaky things to happen, and just things you don't want, out in the media, privacy things. It's a big club. I'm not saying they do sketchy stuff. I'm sure every club does sketchy stuff, but it's just something that they don't want, and I don't disagree with them. Ancelotti even said that he would cut his own salary to keep the cameras out of the locker room. I think Madrid are missing out on like 13 mil because of it, but we just don't see the need to have them in there. Keep us ourselves. Keep Madrid in Madrid. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Madrid are going to have everything that I think that Madrid will, they'll have everything filmed themselves. So as far as like a documentary type stuff, I know that ESPN would love to have the rights to all that footage and stuff and get a documentary out of it. But Madrid can also release their own footage of what they want to be seen. They obviously film training sessions. They film everything. So it'll be good. Every team in La Liga has agreed for a fee to have locker rooms and the changing rooms and the dressing rooms and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, La Liga has introduced new access for fans by sticking microphones and cameras pitch side and in locker rooms this season. So it can't be by like Madrid won't allow them next to their bench or in their locker rooms. So the cameras and the microphones will not be next to their bench or in their locker rooms. But for every other team in La Liga, they have agreed to it. So every team in Spain is allowed to refuse access, will miss out on a small bit of revenue if they do so. Madrid, of course, have denied and gladly turned down the money that comes along with it. I want to see what he thinks.
Or to take a pay cut, then let cameras know, basically stating that it's not mandatory, but even if it was mandatory, we still wouldn't let them in, and I'll just take a pay cut. For perspective, the NBA, you go in the locker room if you have a pass, and literally the players are changing. The showers are right there, and you can go in with a microphone and just talk to any player you want, and it's great to have more access, right? Not just for media, but for fans, because what's like
this is a big thing, Chaz. This comment here, Americanizing a sport that Americans themselves aren't even interested in. Not everything needs to be broadcasted 100%.
Instructions, and everyone's like, this is amazing, and it's a timeless video that we all enjoy. But I also understand the player's perspective. This is the one place where we can say things. It's kind of like the boys' WhatsApp group chat. It's a sacred space, right? It's a situation where, from a financial perspective, Real Madrid can easily recoup that and much more by just putting out their own, documentary.
Yep, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Madrid have no need to do this. There's no point for them to do this because they literally will make the money back by putting out their own documentary or whatever documentary they want to. They put out YouTube videos and make the money back. Like, they have no need to do this. It's pointless for Madrid to do this. But all the other teams are going to do it because they need the money. Everybody else needs the money, so they're going to do it. Let's check the Madrid news. Mendy's back. It's all managing Madrid. Homeboy's fucking taking the headlines by storm on here. That's why we need to get chat. That's why we need to get Fought Mob headlines where we're covering news and fucking putting shit out and people are putting our shit up there. We'll get there, chat. We'll get there. Mbappe want at least PSG want at least 250 mil to let Mbappe go. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. See what happens, chat. Late August is always interesting. People have hearsay, all this and that, but we'll see what happens. That's the well, chat, that's about all we got for today. So I gotta go let the wife get ready. She got an interview here coming up, so I'm gonna go let her get ready. I'm gonna handle the little one, hang out with her, and enjoy her craziness. So I appreciate you guys. I will be live tonight with Apex, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Make sure you guys do follow or drop a sub here, follow the socials, and get active in the Discord. And everything will go a lot smoother. We'll get everything popping off. I'm excited for everything coming up. I'm gonna be doing a lot more shorts and stuff. Also, if you guys have any controversies or anything within football that you want me to cover, let me know in the Discord, shoot me a message, whatever it may be, and I will get it covered. So I appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. I will see you guys later or tomorrow, depending if you guys can stop by tonight on Kick. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow on here. I'm out. Peace.